other than just getting a trim and washing yourself in the shower with your 4-in-1 body wash, shampoo and face wash all in one. No. If you were everything I wanted you to be. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video, as you guys can already tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. So basically, I put on my Instagram and I put on my Snapchat and I asked you guys to ask me a few questions. Haven't done it in a little while now, and I feel like there's a lot of things that a few things you guys don't know about me. So I'm just gonna run through, not a lot of things you guys don't know about me, because I've done a few Q&As before, but it's like I'm a lot older now, so it's like let me catch you guys up on, you know, any ins and outs and stuff, you know, that you might have missed on. But before I do begin this video, if you do enjoy, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and most importantly subscribe. It really does mean so much to me. And yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on. I'm gonna get straight into this video. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Okay guys, so I have a few questions written down here. So I got quite a few, so I'm just gonna run through kind of a few here that I want to speak on. I might do another Q&A later on, you know, throughout the year, just to kind of give you guys more of an insight on who your girl is, and, you know, answer you guys' questions. So guys, basically I asked you guys to ask me any question at all, you know, anything whatsoever. So I'm going to just kind of run through a couple of those questions there for you guys now. And the first one that I got a couple of times was, how old am I? You don't know that it's rude to ask a lady her age. You don't know that before. It's very rude to ask a lady what her age is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 21 years young. My birthday is in August. I'm born on the 11th of August 2002, so I'm 21. I've been told, like, the whole age situation is so funny, because when I was a lot younger, people used to think I was a lot older, and now I'm kind of that age. Like, a lot of people now are saying that, yeah, you look your age, or when I have to guess my age, they guess in or around my age. There was one time someone said that someone thought I was 30 or 31 or like 32. Now, I don't know personally. I don't know what's sick from that one, but I thought I was 30 something years plus, and I was just like, you're just having a laugh now. You're actually just having a proper laugh. So yeah, but yeah guys, I'm 21 years young. Next question here is, where are you from? So I'm gonna give you the all in all. Where are you from? So I am Jamaican and South African. You believed it though. You did. You think I'm Jamaican? I said, yeah, you do. Yeah, I give it, don't I? Don't lie, I give it. Yeah, you thought that I was from the South. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I am originally Nigerian. Both my parents are Bini. My mom is Ishan. Dad is Bini. But I was born in Waterford, down south. Was born there, lived there for the majority of my life, and I moved out when I was 18. And I'm living in Dundalk at the moment in County Louth. So yeah, it's grand. When I think about Waterford, I feel like everybody just doesn't. There's just two types of people. There's the people that like where they came from, and then there's the people that just, you know, that just don't. And I don't know, I'm just one of those people that I just really did not like Waterford. Growing up, for me, just wasn't the greatest. That place has a lot of negative memories for me personally, but it's a great town. It's very quiet, very chill. Like, I like Waterford. Like, Waterford has a very special place in my heart. Like, I'll have to say, like, I'll always, like, you know, I'll always have a special place in my heart. Like, it's a grand old place. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. The next question that came up a couple of times as well was, like, what's my type, or what do I look for in a man, etc, etc. So basically, what do I look for in a man? Most importantly, the most important thing that I do look for when I'm looking for a man now anyway is a God-fearing man. I'm looking for a man that has the fear of God within him. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be some pastor, or you need to be some preacher, or you need to be some holy individual. No, what I'm saying is, you have that fear of God within your mind, so therefore you know how to treat people, and therefore you know what the Bible states and what God requires for you as a man, and how to treat a woman. So it's like, well, that would be one of the most important things for me, is be God-fearing. Have the fear of God within your heart. Know God, you know, have that faith, have that you know, lovingness for God and, you know, respect for God. Like that's mainly the main thing that I'm looking for. Moving from that, I would say I really genuinely like good guys. I've always liked a nice, sweet, kind man, you know, so like just nice, kind, bit kind of nerdy. I like a nerdy guy, like I do. Like I like people that have like big brains, because when I was younger I used to be so intellectually smart, and then as I got older, I don't know, I'm not dumb, but I'm just not as intellectually smart as I used to be when I was younger. So I do like an intellectually smart guy. I like a man that just is a man. I like a manly man, but you have to be nice. Just be kind and be God-fearing. Looks wise, I'm not really particular. If you kind of look at my portfolio or my resume or my CV of men that I've been with, it's a variety of men. I mean, I've dated fat, skinny, tall, short, white, black. It doesn't really matter. It's really what's on the inside and how you need to be funny. You need to actually be able to kind of understand my banter. Excuse me. Oh, my eye. I need to understand my banter and my kind of like humor. A lot of people don't. A lot of guys take me too seriously, or they think I'm being serious all the time. And like, I'm a very sarcastic person. Like, I'm very, very like, his life is too short, okay? His life is way too short. I'm very sarcastic, very bubbly. Not everything all of the time has to be serious. So it's very important that, you know, we can have that kind of banter with one another, and you need to have a sense of urgency. That's a very big thing for me. You need to have a sense of urgency. You need to, like, if you're gonna do, like, you need to have order and plan and a sense of urgency in your life. You know, you cannot be slacking, you cannot be lacking. Another big thing as well for me is be a clean individual. Don't be stinking. You know, like, what I mean by clean is, like, you know, I like a man with maintenance. And what I mean by that is not just cutting your hair and cutting your beard. Like, I mean, like, you have to have, like, look after your skin, look after your nails, look after your hygiene, look after your skin. Like, I like a man that's big into his personal maintenance, other than just getting a trim and washing yourself in the shower with your 4-in-1 body wash, shampoo and face wash all in one. No, I like a man that takes pride in his maintenance and, you know, get your nails done, you know, look after your skin, you know, have a nice variety of scents. Things like that are very, very big, and cleanliness is a big thing as well. Like, overall cleanliness. Like, there's this whole stigma or thing of, like, you know, girls are cleaner than guys, like in regards to like their rooms and their environments, which is actually not true. As I'm starting to learn older, it's kind of the other way around. Like, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing like a lot of guys are actually very clean, you know, very clean rooms. So have that sense of cleanliness and order within yourself. It's a very big thing for me. The next one there, moving on, is worst situation that I've been in with a man. Okay, so this question, there's two turns. The first one being that I've actually been physically abused by men, by a guy. That was probably a really, really bad situation. Probably should put a trigger warning. Yeah, so trigger warning, being abused by a man. It's something I don't really mind speaking on or talking about or kind of putting out there, because I do, as I said before, I want this channel to be as transparent as possible. But that would probably be the first one I knew. The worst situation would be, yeah, being sexually assaulted by a man. That was just not it. It took a lot away from me. It's something that I don't like talking too much about, because that moment in my life, or that situation, does not define me. It doesn't shape me or form me in any way, shape or form. I'm now in a better place, and I'm actually, you know, that situation, I'm okay with that. Like, I've accepted the situation and I've moved on with it. But yeah, that's probably one of the worst situations. And on a lighter note, probably one of the worst kind of situations that I would have been in would be men in relationships. So one thing about me is I've learned that I'm very naive, and you could tell me anything a lot of the times, and I just see good, and I just see the positive in a lot of situations, which is a good and it's a bad thing. Good in a sense that, you know, you do see the good in people and situations. Bad in a sense that can be taken advantage of, and, you know, people can walk all over you, people take advantage, you get hurt. You get hurt. But probably one of the worst situations would have been when like I've always wanted a relationship, you know. I've always been that girl that I've always just wanted love, and I've always just wanted to be with one person and just express so much love and time and energy into an individual. And one thing I've learned a lot, especially last year, is guys will really just say whatever they want to say to potentially try and get in your pants. And one of the big things that was reoccurring is guys in relationships. Like, there was this one guy and I thought everything was so great. It's kind of happened towards the start of the year last year. Everything was going so well, everything, like, you know, I thought everything would be so good, you know. I was naive and silly, and then only for me to find out, like, I think after we had kind of like met up and everything, maybe like a week or so later, like, he ghosted me. Being ghosted is another big thing. And then I'm seeing, I think he forgot that he had me on WhatsApp, and then I went on WhatsApp and I was seeing a picture of him and his girlfriend. And I was just like, but you were saying all of these things to me. You were promising me all of these things. But yeah, I don't really allow myself really kind of go through long periods of toxicity with an individual, bar my last relationship. That was a toxic cycle, which we'll talk about another day. But like, situations with guys, I really, it doesn't last long. It really doesn't last long before like that nonsense gets nipped in the bud and we move on, and you know, it's just not a thing that I'm willing to entertain. So yeah, that was a really not so nice situation at all. Next question anyway, there, moving on, is, are you single? Am I single? If so, and why? I am single. I'm not in a relationship. Why am I single? Because okay, one thing to say is there's power in the tongue. So I was gonna say I just have the worst luck in men, but I'm gonna change that and I'm gonna say I just haven't found the right person. Okay, I keep meeting people and they're just not the right people. There's like a lot of like things, there's a lot of, I'm not requesting or requiring a lot from an individual, because nobody's perfect, nobody's above God, you know. It's just kind of, I keep coming across individuals that are just either not ready or they just want one thing. And a lot of it, I now know a lot of it would have been with kind of my fault. Like, it's not all like, you know, men are trash or men are this. Yes, those men were stupid, very, 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 very stupid. But a lot of it, another side of it as well, was the kind of things I was putting online as well was attracting a certain demographic of men. So, and obviously I'm posting a certain type of content, I'm attracting a certain type of man, but what I want is a completely different type of man. So all of those things kind of thrown in kind of led to that. And I'm willing to wait as well, but then another part means I'm so impatient and I cannot wait to get into an amazing, loving relationship. Bae, future husband, if you're out there watching this, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I mean, I'm tired of waiting, but you know, in due time, you know, in God's timing, you know. Yeah, I just haven't found me person yet. But and I have a very good feeling, you know. I have a very good feeling, and I leave it to God, and I know that He's out there, and you know, who knows, this time next year I could be in something great. So who knows. So another question here is, what is one thing I cannot stand when it comes to people? Okay, so one thing I cannot stand when it really comes to people would be people that are just inconsiderate, or people that are just mean, downright mean. It doesn't cost anything to be kind. I'm not saying be nice, I'm saying be kind. It doesn't, like, people are just inconsiderate of others, and it's just like, they're just very insensitive. I consider myself a very down-to-earth girl. Like, I would talk to you about anything. You know, I want to go to the beach and paint rocks and look at the sea. Like, I'm very, very down-to-earth. So I don't like people that are just kind of like above that, and they just can't see the understanding, or they can't see something from a different perspective. It's really, really frustrating when they're kind of fixed on their own narrative. It's okay to have your own opinion, and it's okay to stand by your own opinion, but it's the issue there, the issue I have then is when it's kind of your opinion and your opinion only, and you're not even willing or wanting or have or even have a desire or need or want to kind of understand or try to even understand another or a second perspective on something, anything at all. It just really gets to me. And as well, like, people are just mean, people are just downright not nice, just nasty. Everything that has to come out of their mouth is just something, you know, so unkind, so unloving, you know, all of the time. It just, I cannot stand it. I just don't like nasty, unkind people. Like, it's not it for me personally. The next question that I got here is, someone said, I really want you to talk about how it is after being 18 and moving to college and all the responsibilities you had to take on. Okay, so this is a big one here that I've been saying that I actually kind of want to like take that whole discussion and make it its own kind of separate video, because there's a lot. There's a lot of pointers and lots of things I want to talk on, but I'm going to kind of do a brief kind of overview on that. But I will kind of come back to this in depth and speak on it more, because I feel like there's a lot of things. There's a few things anyway that I'd like to kind of speak on in depth and kind of give a bit more on, and this is only so much I can fit in, you know, said video. So moving out at 18 for me, there was a like, so the main kind of thing the main kind of reason why I wanted to move out was because home for me back then just was such a toxic place. I wasn't happy, and I wasn't kind of I'm kind of the few people that didn't have the best kind of family unit. I was in and out of care. There was a lot of issues within the family. There was a lot of fights, there was a lot of hatred, there was a lot of bitterness, there was a lot of unsafe certainty and stuff at home, and I was very depressed. So I knew in my mind when I turned 18 I was going to get out of there. One of the main things that I will say, like, if it's a case that you're going to move out based on those terms, then it's very difficult, because that means there's no support. Like, I had no support from family, none whatsoever. I was doing everything alone in this, and with little to no experience or knowledge. Like, doing things as an adult in the adult world is a completely different ball game that I said before that no one actually properly prepares you for. The big responsibilities, you know, would be kind of, you know, maintaining money, especially when you're transitioning from being a kid to becoming an adult. You know, being a kid, you never really had to worry about savings or putting things aside, or, you know, if you have a bit of money, let's say you get 50 quid, you don't have to worry about having to stretch that 50 quid out till whenever. Like, you can just spend and not have to worry this, that and the third. But when you obviously are transitioning now into becoming an adult, and, you know, you're living on your own now, you have bills to pay, you have to make sure that you have set amount of money. The next time you're going to get set amount of money, you need to work with what you have, and it's not always going to be a lot. Life is so expensive. That's another thing. It's so expensive. It takes time before you get to the position where you're financially kind of comfortable, okay? Comfortable enough to kind of do things without too much stress, and those things do take time. Finding a good job when you have no experience, like, you need to work, you need to have money, you need to survive. Obviously I live in a country that, you know, where I'm so grateful to live in a country that even if you aren't in work, you have the support from the government. There was a little period of time where I was out of work and I was living on the dole, and I tell you one thing, like, it's tough. Like, it's hard. You know, I remember when I was a kid and I'd heard about the dole, I'm like, I'm gonna go on the dole. I remember having a conversation with a girl in secondary school, I think it was in the 5th or 6th year, and she was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna work, I'm just gonna go on the dole for like X amount of years. And in her situation it was fine because she had her family there. So if it was a case that she didn't have money or you were stuck, you know, you could call your mom, or, you know, you could call your dad, or, you know, you could call your aunt. But if you're in a situation like mine, similar to mine, where if you're stuck and you can't pick up the phone to call mom and you can't pick up the phone to call dad, you're stuck with like the scrapings, the bearings of 120, 150, 180 quid for a week, and you need to pay your rent, you need to get food, you need to pay for, you know, little toiletries, you know, little bits there, here and there, and it's very difficult, it's very hard. But one thing I will say is just plan. If you're someone that's not really used to planning, or like have a plan, have a budget, learn how to, like, really work on budgeting. It's something that, it's a skill that you're going to learn whether you like it or not. If you're bad with money, whether you like it or not, you're going to come to a point where you're going to have to be good with money. When you see that, oh, I have no food now for the next 3 weeks, oh, you've paid the necessities now, but you have no food, no money for food, no, you're barely able to afford your bills, this and that. You will learn to budget. You will learn to budget. Big responsibility that you have is just money management. You are the one that's managing your money. And when you're a kid, when you're a teenager, you're really kind of shielded from that. Like, a lot of times you're really shielded from it. You don't really know the depths or of the ins and outs of our parents' financial burden and our parents' financial struggles. Financial struggle is a big thing that you will learn. You will learn it. Finding accommodation as well, kind of moving on from the financial side of things, finding accommodation is not easy. It's not easy. If you are someone that is 16, 17, 18, you know, you're in the next maybe year or two, you're thinking of, you know, moving away for college, you know, really try and build a good relationship with your parents. I know parents can be annoying, but really try and build a good relationship with your parents, because they can really help you. You're going to need their support. You're going to need them there. If you're in a situation where you are in a good, you know, relationship with your family, you know, have that conversation with them. Look for places that you want to live in advance. Don't be leaving anything to the last minute. That's another thing that I will always say, is have sense of urgency. When you're a kid, you don't really need to have any kind of sense of urgency. Your main worry anyway is your Friday test, is your exams, it's school. Like, you're going to need to have a sense of urgency. Things can't be left to the last minute, because if things are left to the last minute, you're going to end yourself in a lot of stress, in a lot of problems, in a situation. Like, you know, have sense of urgency. Have sense of urgency. Stay on top of your bills. You know, that's another big thing. Stay on top of your bills, because it's very easy for you to get kind of put behind. That's why I'm saying have plans, have sense of urgency, and, you know, budget your money and like plan in advance. Do your research. Do your research in every place that you're going to do. Make sure you're doing your research. How far is my accommodation to my college? If it's far from my accommodation to my college, because a lot of times accommodations closest to your college can be more expensive, but ones further away tend to be a lot cheaper. Public transport. How is the public transport situation in regards to getting from A to B? Next question here is, what are the changes you're making in your life in terms of God? So when it comes to God, there's a lot of things that I want to change in my life. One of the main things would be clubbing, going out. There's nothing wrong with clubbing, there's nothing wrong with going out, but it's going out moderately. It's doing things in moderation. It's doing things with respect. It's making sure that even though you're in these settings, that you are not being sucked into all of the doings of being in those settings. So what I mean by that is, if I'm going clubbing, I'm not going there to get pissed drunk, or I'm not going there to, you know, shag some random person, or, you know, I'm going there just to enjoy myself, have respect, and doing things in moderation. Another thing that I'm really kind of working on as well is my secular music. I love music, okay? I really love music. I love things that sound nice. I'm really trying to like reshape my music. I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to be listening to gospel music all of the time. Yes and no. So what I mean by that is, like, you know, like for example, now when I'm going to work in the mornings, I'm making sure that I'm going to listen to my gospel, like proper, like, you know, gospel music in those times. I'm trying to find more, I don't know what the term is called for that genre or that type of music, where it's like the beat or the sound is like worldly, but it's the words on that beat or sound are godly. I don't know if that, like, I'm trying to think of the term for that type of music. So I'm trying to find a lot more. I've got like a new kind of playlist kind of built up, but I'm going to definitely link my gospel playlist, and I'm going to definitely leave my gospel playlist down below so you guys can go check it out. And if you do have any more songs as well, or playlists that you don't mind sharing with me, I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to just change what I'm listening to, what I'm watching, the environments that I'm in. Another thing as well is just the way I dress. Just trying to be more modest, you know, trying to make sure that, you know, I'm dressed appropriately to serve the Lord, dressed appropriately to please the Lord and the Lord alone. Another thing as well I'm really trying to change is just trying to be more like Christ, trying to actually implicate Christ's life characteristics in my life, which means that if there's moments that I want to be angry, anger is a big thing that kind of would be in our family. We're very angry people. Like, people me like think I'm so nice, I'm so good. I have so much anger, and no, I don't have, I have so much anger and upset within myself. So it's really kind of working on that and just really putting and allowing God to kind of work through me and flow through me and be through me. And you know, in everything that I do, everything that I'm, everywhere that I am, everything that I put out there, I just wanted to glorify and show God. You know, I wanted to glorify God, I wanted to embody God, I want everything that I do and say to just be God. Another thing as well that I'm really kind of working on is vulgar language. So me and a couple of my friends, we've actually started this swear jar, 10 cents per swear jar. I'm on like €3, like it's so bad. But since we've started that, I've become more aware of it, because as a Christian, you know, why is it vulgar things that are coming out of your mouth and you call this a Christian? We are told that there's power in the tongue. You know, there's power in the things that we say. Speaking on that as well, you know, kind of before I used to be so negative, and like even like there before when I was talking about, oh, I just have the worst luck in men. No, I just, you know, rewording and rephrasing things and just kind of, you know, making sure that the things that are coming out of my mouth are glorifying God. You know, the things that are coming out of my mouth are godly and not worldly. I no longer want to have sex until I am married. I know I've already had sex before, but we are moving forward. This is a new leaf. I no longer want to have sex until I am married. And I'm trying to think, oh yes, another thing as well that I want to just kind of do as well is I want to be going to church frequently, you know, regularly. Before, like, I've never really kind of had a good kind of routine with church. I've never taken it as serious as I take my work, for example, or how I take my YouTube, or how I take this. So I want to take my actual my church going, I want to take it more seriously. I want that to be something that is, you know, that I need to be in church every Sunday. Every single Sunday I need to be going to church. The next question here, I'm going to do 2 more questions and then I'll round up. The next question here is, some people say depression can be defeated with positive reinforcement. Do you believe this? Okay, so depression, I used to be depressed, guys. I used to be depressed for such a very long time. I think from as young as like 7, and it would just be due to a lot of things, you know, a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, a lot of neglect, a lot of this, that, and the third. And for a very long time I just didn't think it would ever go away, or I just didn't think it should last this long. I was so confused. One of the big things for me that I have done anyway is kind of positive reinforcement within my life. So a big thing before, when I'd let the devil take over and the depression would seep in, my environment would be very messy. My environment would be, I wouldn't look after myself, I wouldn't shower, I wouldn't wash my teeth, I wouldn't clean my room, I would sit in filth for weeks, and it's a very true and real thing that happens. I noticed that I'd get better and then I'd fall kind of back into it. I'd get better and I'd fall back into it, and it was like, you're doing the same thing, you know, you're doing the same thing. I do really believe that positive reinforcement is a big part of it. Another big thing as well, one of the big things my older sister told me one time when I was getting really badly bullied when I was younger, was she told me to say these 3 things. I'm a positive, beautiful, courageous young woman. I'm a positive, beautiful, courageous young woman. And just kind of, whenever I find myself kind of having these self-doubt, these negative thoughts, I just kind of counteract those with positive thinking, like, no, I'm good, I'm positive, you know, I'm strong, I'm brave, I've overcome so much, I'm getting better, I'm coming from a bad place to a better place, you know, I'm doing better, things are gonna be okay, you know, doing positive, having a positive outlook. Even in the midst or in the depths of darkness, things do get better. And I know it's hard in that moment to feel that it is, but, you know, going out for a walk, you know, speaking out, talking to people, kind of another question there was, you know, how do you deal with your depression, or how do you manage your depression? Depression is not something that needs to be, that for me anyway, depression is something I need to manage. It's not something that I need to work with. I'm not working with the depression. That's something. It was a conscious decision I came to. I'm not working with the depression. I'm not carving or shaping my life to suit you, depression. No, I'm gonna better my life, and you're gonna have to walk around me. I'm not walking around you, type thing. So it's like, I said to myself, like, I don't want to be in this place. Nobody wants to be depressed, you know. I don't want to be in this place. You need to enforce new habits, because if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same result. New habits, you know, things like, before I used to just like, it's so easy, like I'm gonna use my environment as an example. Like, it'd be so easy for me to stay in mess. But if I scroll on the floor, pick it up and put it in the bin, and put it, if I see that if I see rubbish or mess, put it in the bin. Stop putting your clothes in, your dirty clothes in the laundry. Don't put it on the floor. It takes 2 seconds. Tell yourself these things, you know. Words, positive words of encouragement are such a big thing. It really does aid in all of that. Personally, I feel like I've kind of waffled, and I do kind of struggle with wording my things very well, but I know with time and as I'm recording more, I'll get better at kind of formulating and articulating my words in a way that is perceived or can be taken in well. But I'm still getting there, okay? I'm still getting there, bit by bit, lads, bit by bit. Okay guys, so then the last question that I'm gonna finish off on here is, what is my favorite thing about YouTube? My favorite thing about YouTube, okay, one of the things I actually have to say, this is gonna probably sound so vain or whatever, but I don't care, is I really do like my videos. Like, I really like watching my videos. I love YouTube as a whole anyway. I've always loved watching people's YouTube. It just kind of, it releases some sort of dopamine, some sort of serotonin. Like, I just love the whole idea of YouTube. But I'm pretty sure that most people, I don't know if most YouTubers do watch their videos. Like, it's kind of, sometimes not all my videos I like to watch, because you know, you've been literally looking at that video for so long, you know, editing and everything, you're watching that video over and over, and I have to then rewatch after I've edited the video, I have to now rewatch that whole thing. It can be annoying, but sometimes, like, I actually go back and I actually watch them, and I do genuinely like just looking at my videos. I love editing. I love the whole idea of potentially being, you know, someone's like go-to channel, or someone's like, you know, comfort, you know, show or comfort thing to watch online. And I love social media. Like, I really do like the social media aspect of things. Editing is really fun. Like, I really do like editing. Even back when I was like pushing out so many videos a week, like, I really did love the whole stress or the whole workload of editing and sitting down and, like, you know, snipping and, you know, transitions. Like, I love it. I love videography. I just love all of that. I love that aspect. I'm not as, you know, tech savvy. I'm not the most tech savvy individual, but it's just like a little guilty pleasure of mine. Like, I like a lot of things, and like, it's just one of those things that I really do enjoy doing. And I'm so passionate about it. For a very long time, I didn't really know what I didn't really have a passion for, I don't really have a passion for a lot of things. Like, I'm very like one of those people that's like, what do I really want to do? What do I really like? What is my thing? But I really do enjoy YouTube. Like, I like the sound of my voice sometimes now. I do. Like, that's another thing. Most people don't like the sound of their voice. I like the sound of my voice now. I used to hate the sound of my voice. Don't know I'm talking like this now, but I used to hate the sound of my voice. But the more I'm getting those, I actually don't mind how I sound. Like, do you know what I mean? It's fun. It's the whole idea of it, for me anyway, is just something that gets my mind away from, I don't know, like, there's a lot of negative thinking in my brain sometimes, and I can go into a very dark state of mind, but it's like an escape. YouTube is really like an escape for me. I like the messages that I get. I love the support that I get from people, you know. I like telling people about my channel, you know. I like when people are like, oh, I watched your vlog, or I watched your this, and you know, it's great. It's really fun. It's something that I really do like. I really do love doing. Yeah, basically that is it. I feel like I've said a lot of things in this video today, But yeah, essentially like those are all the questions that I'm going to speak on now. I got a few more there, but I think I might do another video kind of talking about a few more things. But yeah guys, I really did enjoy answering you guys' question. I want to say big thank you to everybody that did you know, interact and, you know, send me questions. Like, it really does, like, it means so much to me. Like, I love all the support, everyone that's liking, everyone that's commenting, everyone that's sharing. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, you know, this year is about consistency. I'm giving you guys, I'm giving it to you guys, I'm giving it to you. I'm not gonna stop. Gotta be on our Zoom. We've gotta be on our Zoom 2024, no joke. But yeah guys, I'm gonna literally stop rambling on because I feel like I've been talking. I haven't done one of these kind of sit down and talk videos. Like, I feel like I'm always doing something, like, or it's a vlog, like. But yes, if you guys I'll be sure to do more Q&As. You know, I'll have a few more anyway. Any more questions that you guys might have to ask, please be sure to reach out. But yeah, I'll stop rambling on now. Like I always say, if you guys did enjoy this video, again, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. It means so much to me. And yeah, like I always say, I'll see you and you'll see me in my next video. Bye. Would I leave if you were everything I wanted you to be?